I can't hear you. Can you hear me, guys? I can't hear you, Ephraim. Let me try leaving and rejoining. I'll be right back. Ephraim? Ugh, of course, once. I hope you all enjoyed that. I can't hear you. If you can't turn on your camera, though, as long as we can hear you. Ephraim, can you hear me?
Perfect.
There we go. Now I can hear you.
Perfect. Freaking the question on the left is like, oh, do you want to speak? I'm like, dude, just anyways.
All
This is
right. Well,
awesome.
thank you so much for being us with you. That was an awesome screening. I hope you enjoyed. I know
I
you don't
loved
have a
it.
lot of time. Maybe we should have done this first, but you were like so excited to do it. I was like, all right, let's go into it. Let's try and make it quick. Um, so give us your story. I heard you did try to do an SCP movie beforehand. What is your journey that led
Oh
you
yeah,
to the hallways? And tell us about
dude.
how you
Yeah.
did how you got the Ukrainian churches to serve as the IKEA employees.
Right. And by the way, is this being screen recorded? Because I would love
Yep,
to
yep,
post
yep,
this, what
yep.
you
We
just
we are
said.
screen recording right
Dude,
now.
your question, that's perfect. Dude, so we made SCP Perception in 2023 and bro, the acting was shit. Look, here's something you guys gotta learn. It was my first film ever. I learned a lot from it. I realized how different it is and how much prep time you need to add in. Acting is freaking hard. It's the hardest thing you could do. And I winged it. I was just like, okay, cool. We're shooting. None of us prepped. We just came on set, boom, shot our lines. And if you guys watch Perception, I don't know how that film got 300K views. It took 2 years, but it was not my best. I'm not going to lie. But the good news was I learned so much from that. I learned so much from that somehow we got the opportunity to make the hallways come to life. And what happened was I told myself, I'm going to try one more film. Because if this film, SCP Perception, reached 300K, okay, imagine if I made a better one. How much more views could it possibly get? Long story short, 2 years later, I told my guys, I want to make one more. And bro, I kid you not, I wrote the script out, and there was a lot of changes that happened, right? So I was writing the script, I had a storyline in place. Fun fact, that location you guys saw, oh my gosh, so here's the thing. The film, the Hollywood took almost a year. I'll tell you why. I wrote the story. We shot the meeting scene and the gearing up scene on January. We shot once in January, which is the dialogue scene with the meeting. And then the second one was we shot once in February, which was the gearing up scene. Fun fact, we had a 6 month delay after that. And we couldn't find a location. Yeah. But the moment we got the location through the connection in the Slavic community, and the guy gave us the location to film at, that's when I was like, oh shoot, I love this layout. Let me change the script a little bit to match the layout. And then I turned the script into the back of the script. And I started changing the stories along the way. And then after that, we gave the green light. We filmed, and along the journey, I finally started practicing acting, my lines, my scripts. I started pressing hard. I started actually writing storyboarding, something I've never done in my life. I started self-taping, doing things that I didn't want to make the same mistake from Perception, right? That's why it's good to learn from something so you can apply it to the next one and improve. And then as we kept shooting, we shot every once Friday. in the Slavic community, I've been around the Slavic community for almost five years. So people know who I am because I used to make funny skits with them on my Instagram. That's what I was known for. People knew who I was. I had this charisma. People knew like, oh, he's that one Asian dude that makes funny skits. And then when they all found out that I was making a movie, long story short, they were like, oh, I want to be a part of this. In our culture, we don't do that stuff because our families are so strict about Hollywood, blah blah this and that. I want to be a part of that. And when I DM'd a bunch of them, because I have a talent of getting people together. My personality is I host events, I do hangouts, I invite people from different churches. But when they found out I was making a movie, I applied that same thing for them to come on set. I was like, hey, can you guys come next Friday? Like the employees, they're like all those people that you guys saw, they were all texting me like, yes, I'm so down. And I made a group chat and they all committed. So I hope that kind of answers that journey. And this was harder than perception, but a lot more efficient because of the stuff that I learned. I'm sorry that was a lot.
No, no, that's a good detailed answer. There's a kind of like one question we're getting is how many people were involved. And well, you know what? I'm going to do a little fun thing that everyone wants to know. How much did that cost? You had multiple locations. You had a big warehouse. You had multiple people running around in costume. Or were all the costumes perfect? Not exactly, but that didn't matter. You had like enough people jumping around as the infinite IKEA, which is like an SCP fan's dream. So I'm going to put up a poll with some different amounts. How much did it cost? So I'm going to say 100,000, 500,000, and then we'll give them 2 seconds to guess, and then you will give the real amount. And then let's see. So I gave you 100,000, 500,000, 50,000, and 10,000. How much do you think it would cost? The real answer, the final answer will blow your mind. And I think this is an incredible story for aspiring filmmakers because it can be very daunting to get people, get locations, get them involved. All right, we got our votes going in. People are voting. Right now, people think it is between $50,000 and $10,000 is what they think you spent to make that. Those are the biggest votes. So, drum roll, please. How much was it?
Around 2,500.
So
I know it's crazy.
How did you use that filmmaking magic to make that work?
Connections, all connections, bro. That like the guns. First of all, people are freaking out. Oh my gosh, connections, guys, and just having the right people in your life. So the guns, right? Like a lot of Slavics, they already own guns, so that was easy. They all like came and said and brought guns, so that was no problem. The location that you guys saw, again, my camera guy knew a friend that worked there, and the owner actually knew who I was apparently because he was like, "Oh, you're that one Asian dude who hangs out with all these Slavic. You're making a movie? Oh, davai, go ahead." And so he gave me the green light. And the only thing I had to pay for is not the owner. I had to pay my friend, my cameraman's friend who works there. I paid him hourly because I kind of felt bad. And he wasn't really part of the film. So, but he had to be there on the location for us to actually film. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to pay this dude, whatever. So I had to pay that. And then the costume, that was like a couple $100. But like all the people that were on set, you guys, I didn't pay a single dime to anybody. They all wanted to volunteer. They all believed in my vision. And here's the thing. When the movie film premiere happened on March 22nd, which is the best day of my life, they all were so happy to be a part of it. They were like, dude, that was so worth it. But it's all because we had the right people. Like you gotta have discernment to like surround yourself with the right people. But people volunteered, people provided resources. Even the van that you guys saw in the neighborhood, my friend owns one. He just said, yeah, let's just use our van. So I was very fortunate to have the right resources, the right connections for people to offer the stuff for free. The only things that we had to pay for, costume, with what we had, the best we could do with purchasing them. The outfits that we had, I wish it was better, but we didn't have the money, and like paying hourly for that guy. That was the only thing I paid for. That's how we ended up paying only 2,500. Now imagine if we had more to make the next film cut the life, which I want to have 100,000. Could you guys imagine that? But that answers your question how we pulled it up with that much amount of money.
It's really
Yeah,
impressive, like especially that opening scene with the kind of office with the guys with the kind of scary masks. Was that an
yeah.
SCP? That was like a really well chosen, really well filmed location. Did a great job of just making it feel like this infinite
Thank you,
space. I don't know.
thank you. Yeah,
Squid Games season 3 just came out, and they have this
yeah,
hide and seek scene, and it's kind of like an infinite hallway where it all looks the same. And I was kind of impressed that it
right.
like reminded me of that.
Yeah, someone said in the comments like, it's like Squid Games and Maze Runner combined. I thought that was a cool like, or someone says this is like Squid Games but on acid, and I thought that was like a cool like funny relatability. Yeah,
Well, you got yourself like a big like universe thing where you have that whole like this is the multiverse and all these people from different realities are
yeah,
stuck. So you've kind of like given your infinite license to play with like all the creative copy and horror creepy pasta. So it's a really big
yeah.
playground you've constructed.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't want to take. I want the guys to know like I didn't take credit. Like that, the universe that was inspired by the 308 concept, and I don't want people to think, oh, how'd you come up with that? It's like, dude, part of it was my own creativity. Like for example that ball rolling in, like that was I came up with that. But when it came to like the different universes, yeah, I definitely took that from the SCP 3008 and apply that and try to mix it with the SCP in the Backrooms universe combined. You know, just try to
Well,
be creative with it.
all these like kind of like internet horror things, they all have like similar DNA, so it's fun to see them.
Yeah.
It'd probably be more difficult to like do something like this, but if the next one, if you have like mascot horror and you have like a Five Nights at Freddy's or a Huggly Wuggly, all those mascot horror games.
With AI, we're trying to like have nah. With AI because I don't like AI, but look, if Hollywood's not going to give me millions of dollars, it's like, I have no choice but to use AI. I mean, it's like at this point, it's like I have no choice. We want to try to use spiders. Spoiler alert, but we're trying to get like creatures involved. And I know King Pixel's already making a film next year. How here's the thing though, his is going to be found footage, and it's just horror. What I'm trying to do is something that a lot of people don't do in Hollywood, which is first of all, no one's ever done my concept, the hallways. I don't think that anyone's ever seen them in theaters before. Let's just be honest. But also with my film, in comparison to King Pixels, I'm trying to do a live action version. I'm not trying to do found footage. I'm trying to do action and horror combined. So it's kind of like this like scary, but also like this badass. We are like, hey, we can actually fight these horror things. So the audience can also feel kind of like safe, but also like vulnerable at the same time.
Yeah, so you're going for that classic James Cameron Aliens vibe, right?
Yes,
Where
yes, a little bit creepier than it, but yeah,
yeah, that horror where
yeah,
it feels like they're in danger, but they can also be badass and like fight back a little bit.
yes,
They've got a
that's exactly
chance.
what I'm going for.
Um,
Yes,
what
yes,
was
and yep.
what was the sort of journey that kind of like led you to become like try filmmaking? Like I'm not quite sure what your day job is, but I'm kind of curious like what led you to like wanting to pick up a camera.
Yeah, so my job is I'm a wedding videographer. That's kind of the reason why, like, because I only work once a week. Yeah, and like I get whenever I want, so I get to work on my own hours, which is nice to give me time to do stuff like this. Um, but I don't know. I was always into film. Like I remember when 2007, I picked up like the flip phone camera, and it was just amazing how you could take videos and like cuts and do all that stuff and see it come together. I always just liked film. I also loved just putting clips together, but it all started out doing like skits and comedy. And then for some reason, I don't know what stuck in me. Something about film kind of like, I was just like, I kind of want to try to make one. And along the ways, I kind of was trying to figure out, do I want to be a funny TikTok content creator or like a film director? And I told myself that, well, content creator is easier. A film director, I felt like was more fulfilling. I was just like, let me just try it once. And after I finished Perception, SCP Perception, which is very hard, I felt very fulfilled compared to like doing skits. And I'm like,
Mm.
what do I want to be known as? A funny, goofy content creator dude, or an actual physically fit? Like I like to work out. Director, actor, and writer. That sounds more fulfilling. And I had to finally write down what is it that I truly want to do. And I was like, I want to be a film director. And that's kind of what drove me to like say like, hey, let's try to make one more film. Let's just try it. And then coincidentally, bro, God willing, he just provided me with this location. I get a text from my cinematographer say, "Hey, there's a location we could potentially shoot at." And immediately when I saw the location, I was like, "I have to take this as a sign." And the next thing you know, YouTube blew up, and I'm like, people are commenting part two, part two, part two. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this. I was gonna take a break. Now I'm already writing a script and getting help from industry level actors who's actually in the film industry. Class C, Class B, not Hollywood, but like they're in feature films with more high professionals, and they want to try to help me. So it's just like one thing led to another, to another, to another, and here I am. And I know a lot of industry level actors because of that wants to partake in the next film. Just connecting the dots.
Yeah, well, it's great that you've got like you built the momentum and you're running with it. You see that there's like a demand for your vision, and you just want to like take it up to the next level, which is always like kind of like I think it's the greatest high you can get when you have a vision, you're able to execute that vision, and then that's when the dopamine levels. It's definitely much better than like getting on steroids and trying to like kill Joe Rogan. I don't know if you heard.
Well, there were also moments. There were also moments when I was making this film, bro, where I almost couldn't. I was trying to figure out like, how the hell am I going to pay rent? Because I was so focused on making this film come to life. There were moments where I because. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just because like it's so demanding and it kind of like takes away from your regular day job.
Yeah, like when I was making Hallways, like I had 2 job offers to work at a really nice sales job, and wedding season was slowing down. And I'm just like my life's short. I'm young. I'm not married. I don't have kids. Why the hell would I not take this risk, despite the uncertainty? And I just had this gut feeling, kind of like what Joe Rogan talked about. I remember his podcast. It's just like, if you're young and in your 20s or even early 30s, take the risk, because I told myself, like, I am going to regret it if I don't do this, despite how much money I'm going to have to spend, despite me not almost like figuring out how to pay rent. I was just like, I have to do this. Just one more. I don't care what it takes. That was my mindset. And that's how, and here we are, fast forward later on, going through that uncertainty.
Well, I always love like getting people in the community, giving them a spotlight, especially here at the Fray, since they're working hard in SCP 5K. I guess, are there any like funny anecdotes from the story? We got to see a little bit of the bloopers. I had to cut it off a little bit because you told me that there was like a little bit of a time constraint you had. And I'm like, no, I can't have you here and not talk to you.
Yeah. I got a couple minutes. Was there any funny moments? Oh yeah, like messing up lines. Like one of the guys, Andy, he like the door scene. Oh no, there was a scene where one of the guys was punching the office monsters, and there's a shot where it was very quick, and it was like his fist touching the guy. And on film, it was like a split second, but in real life, that took like 20 minutes to freaking shoot because he kept messing up. Or like the knife scene when one of my guys did this, that took like 8 tries to get it right. Like all these things that look simple, but behind the scenes, it's so difficult on set.
Yeah.
We had a lot of good laughter.
That's always like
so,
that was sort of another very impressive thing is that like you had a lot of like kind of complex action sequences with a lot of blocking and a lot of different people. Oh
yeah. No, even like that 2-minute fight scene that you saw in the office battle, the complex one, that took like 2.5 hours to do that for a 2-minute, 2.5 hours for a 2-minute like sequence, or a minute and a half, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, even just like getting the guys to run at you with like the as like the infinite IKEA guys, that seemed like that would have been like a pain in the ass to like coordinate and reset and have them just like
Believe it or not, that one actually was pretty easy. Believe it or not, that one actually only took an hour to do the whole chasing sequence. The hardest part was the dialogue with the girl with the speakerphone when we were walking. That was a headache to figure out how to block, knowing how to talk at the same time, where to move. That was harder than the running scene. Really? I know, as crazy as it sounds.
Because like the running scene, you got like 60 people, and you got to like wrangle them and make sure I got to go to the bathroom, I got to go do this, I got to go on my.
They were all
kids calling me.
Yeah. They were all like pretty. They had fun, but they all were like pretty respectful, and they were engaged the whole time. Like they took it very seriously, and like again, these guys are Russian Ukrainians, so it's like they were just like, dude, this is so freaking cool. Like you're the only guy that I know, Ephrim, that's doing this in Washington, like making a freaking movie. And they thought it was so cool of what it's like to be like on set.
And they told me, I think
Yeah.
you told me that like that's where you got a lot of your weapons, is that the Russian Ukrainian household. It's just like in Russia, everyone has gun.
Yes. Exactly. So, dude, we got to do more of these, man. I'm trying to make the if we did the backrooms, well, not if when we do the backrooms, we're trying to make the premiere even bigger. Would love for you to be there, bro. Like for you to just come on, but that's gonna take like it's gonna probably take a while because it's gonna be more professional. I was brought on set recently too on a professional level because one of my acting friends who were at one of my friends, Curtis, he's going to be one of the main actors in the next film. He brought me, him and his wife were both actors. They brought me on set, said, "Hey, come check this out, observe, meet people," and immediately all those people that I met, the cinematographer for the film that they were on, he saw my film. He wants to help me in the sequel,
Oh,
and
that's
I'm just like
awesome.
connections. So, but we'll see. I'm trying to figure out fundings. I'm trying to figure out how to do the logistics, but I know there are people that are helping me step by step. So no rush, but I'm just trying to like take things one step at a time. But
Um, so since your time is limited, let me know when you have a hard
yeah,
out or like. But let's get some rapid fire
I got
questions from the audience. I would love you. You did a great job. I hope you enjoyed like kind of talking to the audience live. It was really fun for me to like watch you
that was
interact.
fun. That
But
was fun.
yeah, that's always a
Tim
pleasure.
will not come back. I'm already reading some of these. Right, Tim is not going to come back. He's dead. That dude has a job in real life. He's not an actor. He was just an extra. So yeah, but he
R.I.P.
was pretty
Tim.
upset that he died first. Yeah, R.I.P. Tim. He regretted dying first after he saw the film, but in real life, he was overwhelmed. So yes, he was cool. He did look badass.
Although John Fortnite is pitching an idea. Oh yeah, he could be an alternate MTF team, like the leader, and then he could die in a sneak attack, and
Nah,
they want him to turn him into your Kenny. Um,
that's too. It's too. Yeah, it wouldn't work. It's too silly. See, this is my director. This is my director instinct kicking in. I was like, nah. But hey, thanks for the idea though.
uh,
Would there be a reference to other? That's so funny because so in the next, I wrote the script and there is like a hint of like reference. Like they're going to be in a situation in the backrooms and they're going to reference to other SCP events. So I think there will. Yeah, to answer your question, there should be
well, there's like 8,000
arcade.
SCPs for you to choose from, so it's not like you
Exactly.
are like for a lack of choices to pick. Um,
And
and
also, fun fact, I'm also learning about the SCP lore. So it's like I like Gamify, Zeta, like I'm learning these things. So it's like I hope people understand like the next film I'm gonna try to intentionally study more to make it more lore accurate, but also have some humanizing moment in the film too, right? Not just NTF operators and they're hardcore. No, I'm gonna have some comedic relief in there too. Why not? It's a good balance. But yeah,
it's always good to have them be kind of playful and not entirely like the unstoppable badass John
exactly.
McRock. Just that guy who's
Exactly.
like the ultimate killer who could just destroy everything.
Exactly.
Any other specific questions about the film, filmmaking, SCPs, or filmmaking interests? Oh, we got another one. You should have a character to the nameless MTF operators so we can get sad when they die. Oh, so I
You should
guess
ask some. Go
uh,
ahead.
John Fortnite is just thinking like a little bit more characterization because he wants to feel sad for when characters meet their grisly
Yeah,
end.
so character description is something so there's a lot of stuff that I learned in the hallways, character description and also blocking, right? So next film we're trying to actually have some more humanity into these characters and show them who they really are. Writing is one of the hardest things for me in terms of like writing their personality. So the next film we're going to try to add more of that so that you have more empathy for these characters, whether they go through ups and downs. Mhm.
Well, yeah, that's always good to have, especially since so many. But sometimes if you just have a good premise, that can be enough to carry it. Where it's just like, I want to see how these people are going to get out of this situation, and just seeing them navigate it is, kind of all you need.
Exactly.
Although
Exactly.
I heard you played 5K. Did you enjoy that?
I loved it. I love the quality. It was fun running around with the pistol and the freaking one mission where if you don't look, there's one. I think it was SCP-173, but when you don't stare at it, it can come right at you.
Yeah.
That shit scared the crap out of me. I hate to know the victims, but yeah.
Yeah, you
But
hear.
yeah, I do have to head out, guys. But this was fun. I'm down to do this again in the future too. If they have any more Q&A and
Well,
stuff.
well, yeah. If you have like anything you want to show off, reach out to me. Any behind the scenes, I would love to arrange something like this again.
Yeah,
Hope you had a good
me
time.
too.
Before we go,
I had a
I
great
want
time.
everyone here to subscribe to Ephrim TV. Please go there, leave a comment, say that you're from Affray, say nice things, and also go to his GoFundMe. This is where he's starting to procure funding for the next sequel. Um,
We're gonna try to improve on the marketing of that because it's kind of lacking right now. But I'm gonna try to get people to help me market the investments and funding very soon. So but it's better than nothing. So thank you. Wow, yeah, whatever you guys can, that'll help a lot.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Give them all the support you can. And as you may know, if you followed our socials, SCP-5K is on sale, 20% off on Steam for the Steam Summer Sale. It'll be up for a few days, so if you don't have it already, or get it for a friend. The Antarctica mission is available. Ephrim, I highly recommend you play it. I think it's the best content that the team has done so far. Although you're a
Okay,
busy guy,
I'll give you my feedback.
yeah, definitely give the feedback because oh my god, like the Antarctica mission, I can't hype it up enough. It's like everything they were kind of hoping to
Perfect.
achieve. And remember, throw him $1, throw him $5, show him the love and support for these independent creators. We always like to complain about the schlock that Hollywood gives. So when you have a guy who puts it on the line, gets the united power of Ukrainian churches to come for your entertainment, then that's the best way you should support him. You should support him.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out here, and I hope to do one of these in the future. And great luck. I can't wait to see more of what you got and what you're
We'll stay in
cooking.
touch. We'll stay in touch. Isaac, thank you so much. We'll stay in touch, man.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Pleasure. Thank you for sticking around. Hope you all had a good time, and thank you for being so supportive. And yes, I know you want to know when the next update is. All I could say is that there are things that have been happening in the Discord. Pay attention for those, and eventually we will be able to give you a little bit more news about when it's coming. All I can say is the team is working hard, and yeah, I cannot, give you too much because Trey will kill me, and Gabe will kill me. And I can't make Trey happy. I can't make Trey sad. We can't risk that. But yeah, every week there's a little marketing meeting. We all gather together. Me and Gooms are like, "Hey man, they're hungry. We got to give them something. We got to give them something." But it's all just about ultimately making sure that everything works. All I can say is that there's a lot of ambitious, cool stuff that they're working on. Have a great weekend, and stay tuned for our next event. We'll see if we do another one of these events coming up soon, or another movie night. And always, it's a pleasure to host you.